Welcome back, everybody, to another episode and a final episode of Spread the Juice. But when I say final, I don't mean it's the end of Spread the Juice. It's just the end of Series 1. But Series 2 is coming along very, very quickly soon after. And it's going to be bigger and better and amazing. And I actually feel sad that I'm saying it's the end of Series 1, but Series 2 is going to blow everything out the water. But before we start, I would like you all to make sure you're subscribed and liking the channel and all the episodes. Please, it really means a lot. And I appreciate everybody's support so far. The podcast has literally grown massively. I can't believe how well it's done, how massive it's got so already in such a short space of time. And it just shows how big it's going to be. And I know this podcast is going to be the best podcast in the world. So today we're going to do like a bit of a recap over everything, and I'll tell you about all my favorite parts of the podcast. I am also with Nathaniel Valentino, who was on Married at First Sight series 7. What is it?
I don't even know. Season 6?
One of the seasons. But anyway, we did a podcast with him. I hope you all watched it. But Nathaniel has known me for a very, very long time, and he's also going to interview me. So you guys can get to know me a bit better, because I have a big story as well as a lot of the people that I have on. So we're going to have a mix of all those things. It's going to be super juicy. So I am your host for the day, but Nathaniel is interviewing me.
You're in the hot seat though.
I know. Yeah. Welcome, Nathaniel.
Hey guys. So first of all, congratulations. I think the podcast is going really well.
So well, isn't it?
Like really, really well done.
Do you know what? I just fucking love it as well.
Yeah. It's a lot of hard work. I don't think people realise how much time and effort you put in. I've seen it.
Exactly. And the minute I wake up, my face is in my phone or in the laptop until about 12 at night.
It's hard work.
Yeah, editing, making reels, making all the platforms blow. And, you know, even just speaking to guests and stuff like that. I love you all, guys, but fucking hell, a lot of them give me a headache.
Managing people is one of the hardest things out there.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. And of course, it's hard to get people to believe in you when obviously the podcast has got quite a good platform now, but at the start, it's nothing. So to get people to come on and actually believe in you. So I have to shout out people such as Chloe Brockett and Nicola McLean, and obviously yourself, but particularly those two, because I don't know them. Like, obviously we're friends. You do anything for me, I do anything for you. But to come onto a podcast that hasn't got anywhere yet, you must have believed in it. So yeah.
Yeah, well done anyway.
Thank you.
So why did you even want to start doing a podcast? Where did it come from?
So I've always wanted to do a podcast. It was something that I've kind of enjoyed doing as a guest. And I think that I subconsciously kind of like took a lot from every podcast I went on. Like, I was learning about how different people kind of present themselves and what sort of clickbait and how it kind of works. But I kind of didn't realize I was learning it, because then when I started this, I realized that I was quite good at it, and I was, you know, using the tools that my brain had picked up off other podcasts. But it's something I've always wanted to do, because I don't know, I just had a feeling I'd really enjoy it, and I've got a good network base, and I didn't know I'd enjoy it as much as I do though. And I love editing. I'm very creative. And of course, as everybody knows, I wanted to get away from the adult industry, which I am now pretty much out of it myself.
Let's hold up there. Let's take it right back to the beginning. So like, how did you even start in this industry? Like, no, let's take it right back to how you got brought up, and then we'll work right away to the fore.
So I was brought up in Singapore. My parents got married there and everything. So I was born in Singapore, and I was brought up there. I went to sort of like the English schools in Singapore that were quite big and international. And then when I was about 10 years old, 10, 11, my parents wanted me to go to boarding school. So they lived in Singapore, and I was sent to boarding school in England. I went to an all-girls, like really tiny school. And I'd just been at a really big school with like thousands of people. And then I went to this tiny boarding school, and it just messed my head up. So yeah, I was privately educated, and I got expelled from about 5 different private schools because
What?
I just was a bit of a wild child, you know. I was like 11, 12 years old, and I had no guidance at all. Like, my parents were in Singapore. They're 8 hours different. So by the time school finishes and I want to act up, they're asleep. So I had no one really to guide me. I suffer with like, I don't want to like start saying poor me, because I've done it all before, but I have got abandonment issues. And, you know, I just believe, having a child myself, I do believe that, you need to live at home till you're older, till you're like at least 16, 17, if not 18, if not more. Like you need your parents' guidance, you need home, you need that homely feeling. And I've always realized that even now, I never am happy where I am. Like happy is the wrong word. I'm never fully content. Yeah. I'm always trying to find somewhere that feels like home, and nowhere does. 100% anyway. But now I've got a child.
Because you lived all over the UK as well.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah, so I've lived in Oxford, I've lived in Manchester, I've lived obviously London. I spent a lot of time in Newcastle. I've lived everywhere, and I was just kind of
So where do you call home now?
London's home.
Yeah.
And I've realised that quite recently, actually. Like I feel every time I leave London to go to other cities and I come back, I'm like, no, this is home.
I feel that too.
Yeah. The only other place I would say is home is Oxford, because I did have some good years there when I was at school, and I actually enjoyed it there, and it's a beautiful city, and I would go back and live there any day. So it's a bit of both. I'd have to have a bit of both though.
So talking about, I think the first time I ever recognised you was you were on a TV show, Bad Kids Club Camp?
Brat Camp.
Brat Camp, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. So how did that
Here we
happen?
go.
Did your parents just throw you into it, or?
So on Brat Camp, it was so basically, when I was 15, I was getting kicked out of boarding school left, right and centre. And my parents were in Singapore, and being a parent myself, I definitely wouldn't do this. And I think that the way they handled it is pretty bad parenting, if I may say so myself. I don't think they had bad intentions, but I think that they should have, instead of sent me away, like look after me better. But anyway, they got approached by Channel 4, or someone approached them and basically said, do you want to send your child to this Brat Camp place? And they looked into it, and they basically were like 100%. I wasn't told I was going there. I was told I was going on holiday. I was going to have fun with my friends. I was going to go skiing. I was going to go horse riding. I was going to go shopping. I thought I was going on a show like The Hills. Like I knew it was going to be filmed, but I thought I was going to see Lauren Conrad and Heidi and Spencer, and I thought I was going to be part of The Hills. I'm 15, don't know why I'm thinking that. But anyway, I was super excited about it. And whenever I was going for the interviews, they would interview me and my parents in separate rooms. And I thought that was a bit weird at the time. No, actually, looking back, I didn't. Now, in hindsight, I should have clocked. But they made me feel like, we're interviewing you away from your parents because we don't want them to know that you're actually going to go there and have such a sick time and like drink and blah, blah, blah. And they need to, we have to keep it separate for that reason. So they kind of like manipulated me. And I can say that word because a lot of people cuss me for saying the word manipulated as a young adult, but I was 15. So I was actually still a minor. I was manipulated and lied to by people that I'm supposed to trust, i.e. my parents, and also a TV show. Like I didn't know that shows manipulate and lie. I mean, I fucking know that now. But like I said, I thought I was going on this camp. So anyway, they had
this camp was the same camp that Paris Hilton.
Yes. So the Brat Camp that I went to is called Turnabout Ranch. It's the exact same place that Paris Hilton got sent to. And also Bad Baby, she got sent there as well. And they've actually made documentaries about how awful they are and how traumatic they are now. I don't even know if they still exist. They might do, but
probably do.
I think the camp still exists, but the TV shows don't because it's proper savage. And anyway, so I got to the airport and I was super excited. I met some of the other kids. We were all lied to. And then I was on the plane. I'd had no sleep. I'd been out raving the night before, so I just slept the whole way. Got off the plane, again, dead excited. And suddenly I was surrounded by cowboys, like proper like police cowboys with guns and handcuffs on them. And they just circled us and they went, right, from now on, you guys are under our control. You're basically in big trouble. You've got no contact with the outside world. We're taking all your stuff off you, all your clothes, your phone, everything. And you are not to speak.
So you didn't even get to speak to your parents?
Nothing.
At any point of this whole...
And I had a little boyfriend at the time that I thought I loved. Obviously, I didn't. I was 15. But I was like, I'll call you when I get there. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And you're 15. It's young love. But I was kind of in love. I was heartbroken. And I was heartbroken because I was lied to as well. I was just devastated. We got chucked into this car. We weren't allowed to talk. You literally wasn't allowed to talk. Nothing. And then we got to this camp. It was about a 5-hour drive. I'm in the middle of the desert. Nothing around me that I can go anywhere. You can't. People say, why don't you run away? You can't. There's mountain lions for a start. And the closest town is 350 miles away. Like, where am I going? Do you know what I mean? You're just going to die if you run away.
How'd you... Like, okay, so being there, stuck in the middle of nowhere, you're 15, you can't contact the only people that you see as being your guardians, your parents.
Can't contact them. You
Like-
can write them letters from
And
America.
could they write back to you?
No, I don't think they could. I can't remember.
So
No, I don't think they could write back.
how did you survive that as a young adult? Not really, you weren't even a young adult, you were a child.
I was a minor. So from a very young age, I felt like I learnt that
Don't trust your parents.
don't trust anybody, not just your parents, like any adults, any authority, anybody. Everybody's going to lie to you.
So
That's what I learned from
How
a young
was your
age.
okay? So you do the whole camp. How did it go? Like,
Okay, so I was there for 4 months in total, which is again a very long time.
4 months.
Yeah, 4 months. So what happened was, the way the camp works is you start with nothing. So you literally have nothing. You have to sit outside in the desert in a stone circle. They make you put stones out and you literally sit there. You're not allowed to lie down. You have to sit up facing the guy the guy was called Wayne. He was like an ex-police guy. He was brutal and he would drag us around by our clothes and literally like shout at us. And the only thing you're allowed to do is go to the toilet and that's it. And we had to make our own food. So they would give us just pasta, no sauce, nothing, just pasta and water and stuff to make a fire. So we had to make a fire and have plain pasta. And we got some like nuts for breakfast, like bird food, a bit of porridge, again, just plain. And that went on for about 5-6 days, literally from 7 a.m. till 7 at night. And then when you're going into the cabin to sleep, you're on the floor. So they kind of work how you gain your privileges. Bearing in mind, at this point, no one's spoken to each other. We're not allowed to talk about anything. So then when you
So
go
you're alone. You are alone.
alone, yeah. You're in trouble. You're a naughty child.
Did you get anything positive from this experience?
I did actually. I'll kind of go into that at the end. But when you're in this camp, you kind of you gain your privileges. So once you get once you do the circle thing and you succeed, you get into the house. And then when you get into the cabin and you're still sleeping on the floor, you're allowed to then speak, but you're only allowed to speak about there and now. Nothing about home, nothing about anything else, just what's going on around you. And only when there's a staff present. You can't speak when there's no staff present. And the punishments were horrendous. Like if you got caught either swearing or even saying, oh my God, you can't say that because it's a Mormon.
It's blasphemy.
Yeah. Or even shut up, like anything, like doesn't have to be actual swear word. You'll get punished badly. Like there was a time where I had to walk around a riding arena and there's actually a clip on YouTube of it and they say 3 hours, but it wasn't. It was 3 days. I had to do it every day for 3 days. And then other times I had to sit at a desk facing a wall for 3 days. Like the punishments are like mentally difficult.
Did you like resist?
I was too scared to resist. My plan in my head was get the fuck out of here. Whatever it takes, get the fuck out of here. There's no way out apart from completing it. So I had to conform, which I did. And then when I got to the very end, I was like, great, it's done now. I was at the top level, but the top level is still, you get to sleep on a yoga mat. It's like not, the top level is still not normal. Yeah, it's like the stick, but still. And you get given this red t-shirt and these jeans, horrible things, and you just have to wear the same thing every day. Your identity stripped.
It seems more like torture than...
It's torture, yeah.
Fuck.
And then, yeah, it's just getting over the amount of manipulation and lies. And I just never understand how anybody on this planet thinks, if I lie to this child to get her to go where I want to go and make her stay there and she's got no choice, she can't leave, then she'll be good. Like, where the fuck is the sense in that? There's no sense in that. I came out worse.
It's breaking, just want to break you down into nothingness.
So I left after 3 months and I got my suitcase back and I saw that my mum had gone through my suitcase and thrown away all my clothes that she didn't like. So all my thongs, all my bikinis, or any of my jeans that were a bit sexy. Like, she just thought these aren't suitable for you. Like a 15-year-old wearing a thong, it's not that bad. It's not, do you know what I mean? But also, where were you then? If you want to control what I'm wearing and monitor what I'm buying, don't send me away. So leave me, like, obviously I'm going to buy stuff. If you don't like it, you should look after me. So anyway, I'd gone through my suitcase and realized half my stuff I was excited to wear again was thrown away. I was also expected to have changed like instantly. When I came out, I put some makeup on straight away, put my tongue piercing back in straight away because I wasn't allowed any of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why are you doing that? I was like, well, because I've wanted to do it for ages. I'm not going to not put makeup on and stuff. And we had a bit of an argument. Then I wanted to call my boyfriend because I really missed him. I'll never forget the heartache, even though it wasn't real love looking back, but at the time it was.
Young love, man.
Yeah. I was with him for like 3 years. Then she said, no, don't want you to speak to him. I was like, I want to speak to my boyfriend. And she wouldn't let me. And I picked up her phone, and I remember I either threw it off the balcony or smashed it against the wall. Yes, I know that's bad, but I was
This was straight after you got out.
yeah, straight after I got out, like a day after, right?
That camp worked.
Well, exactly. So then, because of that, she rang them back and said, you need to come and get her. She's not fixed. So I was in the computer room on MSN, you know, like catching up with all my friends on MSN in the hotel, Beverly Hills Hotel it was. And the door just burst open behind me, and it was these two massive guys, like this big. And they just picked me up. I was like, you're going back, and chucked me in the car. This is Christmas Eve or around Christmas. And they took me straight back.
Was this being filmed still?
This wasn't filmed. This is real now. Like, it's all real, but this is like...
This is real.
This is like I'm alone now, because at least
they're
before...
paying for this now. We're going to pay to get you fixed.
Yeah. So I got sent back alone. And don't forget, I got sent back by 2 male adults, aged 15. So my parents got 2 strange men to take me across LA, 13-hour drive. LA to Utah is a 13-hour drive.
You must have been breaking down in like...
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm in a car with 2 men who don't know who they are. They fucking don't know who they are either. But now looking back, I'm like, that I would never put my daughter in a car with 2 strange men. I don't care what your company name is. I don't care who recommended you. If I don't fucking know you, and even if I did know you, I still wouldn't do it. It's just, I just wouldn't. Especially driving. And then you've got driving across a country that is completely like I don't know this country.
Feral.
Yeah, but I don't know this country. You're driving for 13 hours. Most of it's just complete desert. Like, you don't see anything for ages. My parents don't know this country. We've never really explored America. I don't know where the fuck I am. It's just too much.
So how long were you in it for the second time?
A month. So it was 4 months in total. And this time I thought to myself, right, I need to get the fuck out of America before I act up, because I need to get off this land.
Play the game.
Yeah, I need to get back to where you can't do this to me anymore. So then they took me back to Singapore, which I didn't want to do. I wanted to go back to England, where they put me, and I made friends, and my boyfriend was there. So I was acting up in Singapore. I was just not going to class when they sent me to this random school that I hated. And yeah, wasn't going to class, wasn't...
How did you get over like all
I've
this
never got over it.
And I don't know how I could trust...
You know how much anxiety I've got.
But it's like your parents. How do you...
I've never got over it.
How's your relationship with your parents now from this?
So my relationship with my parents has never been the same since. Never.
Have they ever apologised?
Never.
Do they think that they did anything wrong?
Nope. I physically can't talk about it with my mum, firstly, because I think she'll get very defensive. And we have... my mum and I didn't speak for years because of this. Like, I don't know if she knows. She might know now because she's probably watching, but sorry, but it's true. I felt so much pain and anger because I have so much trauma that I've worked on myself with everything. Like, it's everything. I can't even explain to you.
It affects every part of your life.
Yeah. I can't trust anyone. I'm scared to go to a lot of places.
I know this. I see you.
Yeah. I'm scared to travel. I'm scared to go on planes. I'm scared that I'm going to get... I'm always scared.
To be alone.
Yeah. But I'm also always scared of getting taken. Whatever it is, whether it be authority or... and I never do anything wrong, but or like getting kidnapped or just anything where I don't have control because of what happened to me, you know? So I got taken against my will twice, and I got kept somewhere against my will for a long time, and I got betrayed and lied to. So where does that leave trusting people? Like, I just can't. I've worked so hard on it. So I'm definitely in a much better place now, and I've had loads of therapy, and I've had an ADHD diagnosis, and I've had medication for that, and it helps me balance my emotions.
Do you reckon you're playing up as a young
Because of ADHD, 100%.
Yeah, it's just obviously you were
100%.
naughty back then, weren't you? You weren't that
This is
there
the
was something that
thing.
needs to
Naughty,
teach you in a
yeah.
different way or yeah.
Yeah, naughty. Sit over there, you're being naughty. Go into the library, you're being naughty.
And this is the
Leave
worst
the
thing you could be
class.
doing.
Yeah. I'll just go and be more naughty then. Like, or the fact that I got sent from a school in Singapore to a school in England. And I do get, like, my parents are very traditional, old-fashioned. That's what they did. That's what happened to them. My dad went to Radley at age 7, and so did my brother, and so did my grandfather. Like, they've all gone to Radley and all, you know, private schools that are at the top for education in this country. So it's not, they didn't do it because they wanted to get rid of me. But I still, to this day, think that it's really, really damaging to send your kids away so young, especially if you don't live in the country. Because bear in mind, at boarding school, on the weekends, everyone goes home, right? So where do I go? Nowhere. Sometimes I'll go to people's houses, but I'm not going to people's houses every weekend.
Yeah.
And again,
I feel alone, I guess.
Yeah. And again, I'm in someone else's family house. I'm not with my family.
So where were you've got 2 sisters and a brother, am I right?
Yeah.
So where were they?
So my little sister was at Uppingham School in like near Leicestershire.
So they were at private schools?
Yeah, she was at private school. Brother was at Radley. Older sister was at Down House. I went to St Mary's Khan.
Why did you all go to different schools?
Because, well, my older brother and sister are a lot older, so they weren't at school when I was at school. But that's another huge thing about my life, is that my mum kept me and my sister very separate because I was so naughty in her terms and I was a bad influence, and I, you know, keep them separate. And that really messed me up a lot too, because there were times when I'd want to go and see my sister or want to go to my godmother's house, for example, and my sister was going there and I'd want to go as well. And my mum would always find a reason why I couldn't go. And it broke my heart. Like, I was just constantly this naughty person. Like, nobody ever thought, oh, she needs help. It's just, no, you're bad, go there. You're bad, go there. You're bad, go there. It's not, what's making you act like this? Can we try and see what's up with you? Can we try and help you? Come here.
Yeah.
Like,
I do think that, like, society, obviously when we were growing up, was a total different playground, wasn't it?
Completely different. And the thing is, what I would love now is, like, I don't think that at the time my parents were like, can't be asked with her. I think that they just didn't take the time to learn about me as a person, or like, you know any different in a sense, which is ignorant in a sense. But I think a lot of traditional parents are like that. It's like mental health is really pushed aside when you're, when we were growing up and when they were growing up. You just get on with it. You get on with life. And that's what I've been doing. But addressing the issues that I've had has made me, like, so much better. And I'm a mum now too. And that's what's made me address these issues, because I want to be the best mum. So I want to be the best person for my daughter. Given the cards I've been dealt, there's definitely worse cards, of course, but mentally I struggle a lot, and I don't want to take that out on her. I don't want her to see me in these bad ways or anxious or any of these things. And yeah, now I take some stuff and it helps.
Okay, so now we're 18, we're not in school no more. Where is Gemma? What's she doing? How did this young girl move on to start doing TV?
So yeah, I did a bit of modelling in Singapore, and then when I was kind of like on my own in England, I kind of just was left to my own devices. So I got told about this site called Purple Port and Model Mayhem.
Model Mayhem.
Do you remember?
I used to be on Model Mayhem.
So this is a site that any person can sign up to and say that they're a model, and any person can sign up to and say they're a photographer.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
I was in some situations as a young boy.
Me too.
Started in your pants. Next thing you know, I'm in this
like,
creepy guy's house.
Yeah.
With no pants on.
Yeah.
And someone trying to take pictures of me.
Yeah, this is it. And you kind of like, I strongly believe that yes, 18 is an adult. Yes, 19, 20 is all an adult, but you're still very, very naive, and you're still working the world out. Like, fucking hell, I feel like that now. I only really feel like I worked the world out like a few years ago.
If you meet an 18-year-old now, they talk to me, I'm like, are you like 10?
Yeah, you don't get it, babe.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like, you think you did though. What?
100%.
I thought I was a big adult doing what I was doing.
I was like, I know best.
I ain't got a clue.
I'll be fine. I'll be safe. I'll be fine. And I'm actually lucky. I feel like I'm lucky that nothing, of course I've had bad things happen to me, but I feel like I'm lucky that I'm still alive in some ways for the stuff that I've
Situations you put
done.
yourself
Yeah,
in,
and the situations I've put myself in.
Do you know name one to sort of...
So I was on Purple Port and Model Mayhem, and photographers were messaging me, oh my God, I want to shoot you, you're so this, you're so that. I was like, oh my God, like I'm a model and I'm going to make money. So that's what I wanted. I've always wanted money, stability, money, my own shit. And the only reason I say that is because I don't want to rely on anyone. I fucking want to now though, can't lie. But
It'd be lovely, wouldn't it?
I would love a guy to just be like, forget it, just be a princess.
Yeah.
Everything. One day. So one specific memory I have of this Purple Port site is this photographer. He wanted to shoot me and he wanted me to come alone. And I said, I need to bring my friend. And he was like, well, I'd rather you didn't, but okay. So I brought my friend. She's still a good friend of mine to this day. And we went to this shoot in Brighton. So there I am driving down to Brighton. I'm pretty sure I'm 17 or something or 16. I'm definitely not of any big age at all. And I was there in the shoot and he had this chain and he wanted to chain my hands together and put the padlock in, right? So he slowly kind of got us a bit undressed and all this. And then eventually had no clothes on and he had wrapped my hands in a thick chain and padlocked it and took pictures of me. And I don't know why. I mean, at the time I thought this could go a bit west because I've got my hands tied up in a padlock. It's like, worse than handcuffs, if anything. And luckily it didn't. But if I'd gone on my own, would it have? But just how inappropriate and weird. And the guy was an old man.
Yeah, like what artist?
Like 60 years old.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And there were so many photographers on
and where
the
are
site.
these pictures now?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I'd actually like to see them, to be honest with you. Just to like look at them and think, what the fuck were you doing, Gemma? But my friend was doing it too, and we just like whatever. And then on the same day, I did another shoot. So I used to book like loads of shoots in a day, and like back to back, I was busy as fuck doing all these perverted shoots for these guys. And I would go. There was one where I went down to the beach with these photographers. There was like 4 photographers and 2 girls, and we was like on this deserted beach. Again, anything could have happened, but I just remember these photographers being all like horny and sweaty and they've got boners taking pictures of us like, oh, like this. And I'm just like, oh, a bit weird this. Whatever, mate, just pay me,
And like, it was all about the check?
I just believe, all about the check. But I just believe that if I had had more guidance, this is why I'm guiding my daughter till I'm dead. I'm never going to stop guiding her. I want her to live with me till she's 30 if she will. I don't think she'll want it. I mean, now she says she wants to live with me forever. So, but you need guidance. I'm not having her on these sites. I want to know what she's doing. I want to help her. She's got so much going for her. She's in all kinds of activities and clubs and learning so many skills and talents that this cannot be an option. I should never have been on those sites. But I just wanted to make money and I didn't know how else to do it at that young age. And there's loads of stories I can tell you about that site. This guy called George Richardson found me on there, and there's a huge thing about that, which I'm going to talk about on another podcast. But I don't think it's still there. But if it is, girls, don't go on it. It's dangerous and dodgy.
Okay, so you wanted to be a model.
So then I got approached by an agency called Girl Management, which was like a big glamour agency, and they wanted me to do things like Nuts and Zoo and all the kind of lad mags that were back in the day. And I was like, great, this is great.
But that was every girl's dream to be in them. A lot of girls' dreams, wasn't it, to be in these magazines?
Absolutely, yeah. And be on the front cover.
You've made it.
Yeah. When you walk into the petrol station and your magazine's just there, it's like, I don't know why, it's a bit of a buzz. I remember I used to go and buy the magazine and put it down, and the guy at the till would be like, is that you? I'm like, yeah, it's me. But so that was kind of the glamour side of things. And then I remember I was walking through Westfield Shopping Centre one day and I saw a thing that said something about Katie Price's show. I was like, what's this? And it said Katie Price TV show signed by Katie Price modelling thing. So
I remember this show. This is the show that Rylan was on also.
Rylan was on it, yeah?
Yes.
So was someone called Jay McRae who won Big Brother. And I think that's it for people that we know. I was actually best friends with Rylan throughout the show. And a bit after, we can go over that. But anyway, I was on that show. Oh yes, I was in Westfield Shopping Centre and it was the audition. So I thought, fuck it. Like I didn't look great. I was just shopping. So I walked onto the thing and I said, can I audition? They were like, yeah, of course. So I auditioned and I got through to the next round.
Mhm.
In the next round, we got sent to this house and da-da-da. It was just a bit of a rubbish show, to be honest with you. But that's how I met Katie Price
But
and
it
Rylan.
was big when we were like young, because I remember it. It was like it was a
Really?
big show. It was Katie Price.
Yeah.
It was the Katie Price.
When she was like
Yeah.
sick. Yeah.
So you've done the show now. How was, obviously, I think we've spoken about obviously your relationship with Katie Price before, so we don't have to go over that
Yeah, we
again.
don't need to go over that. But
then, okay, Ryland. You were you're best friends with Ryland?
yeah, I was best friends with Rylan. And yeah, we got on like a house on fire. I could tell you some stories about stuff that we did.
So, like, why are you not? What's your friendship and relationship now?
So basically, I don't know. I mean, okay, so Rylan and I were very close. I actually remember times when Rylan would ring me in floods of tears, like doesn't know how to make money. He was so broke, didn't know what to do. And I was trying to help him. And it's such a specific memory of mine because I'm a very giving and caring person. Like I help people. Like if you're my friend, I help you. If you fuck me over, then forget it. But if you're my friend, I go above and beyond. And yeah, I remember even trying to get him a job. I was a stripper at the time. I was going to get him a job in the bar there and stuff. But then he went on X Factor. And I was speaking to him every day throughout his X Factor experience. As he started to do well on X Factor, he started to respond to my messages less. And he started to ring me less and not answer the phone and stuff. And I was like, what's going on here? Like, this is meant to be my best friend. Like, I've been to his house. I've met his mum. Like, we were close. And then he blew up on X Factor as the kind of like joke act kind of thing, you know, the entertainment. I do respect Rylan, by the way, but I just feel like I don't know why he just decided that he didn't want to stay connected. And maybe because I don't want to say he got, you know, too big for his boots because his boots are big, but some people leave behind people in their lives when they get famous. They do. People change. I'm not one of those people. Like I've got friends that I've had for years and I would actually prefer people that aren't in the limelight and aren't famous because I've done all that and I've had all the best friends that are all fucking on all these shows and they're all fake. To be honest with you.
They'll be your friend for the year that you eat and then they'll move on.
Exactly. And, you know, they all just party and they're all just friends because they're on a sesh together. But anyway, then, yeah, so that's what happened with Rylan. And it did upset me. And actually, Megan McKenna did the same thing to me. Exactly the same thing, X Factor. So me and Megan McKenna were like proper tight on X on the Beach. You know, best friends, as you say. And then, yeah, same thing. Literally the exact same thing. And I also think a lot of it's the agents. Oh, you don't need to hang around with her. You don't need to hang around with those types of people, whatever. And this is before I was in the adult industry or anything. So I don't know what it was. Like it might even be me just thinking that, but I do know what agents are like. Like I've had a really bad agent who, I'm not going to mention his name because he just vile, but he literally manipulated me. He lied to me all the time. He lied to me about other people. He got me on Big Brother, but he you know, when you strike while the
you got yourself onto Big Brother. Obviously, you know what I mean? If it wasn't the character that you were on the shows, then it's not someone else who got you there. You got yourself there.
True. But yeah, he had the contact. Yeah. But he actually managed someone else in the limelight and that person didn't like me at the time. So because he was so up that person's ass, he made a fake page for me, called himself Holly, and basically had a whole fake email and just didn't want to be known to manage me. And again, I just felt like these fucking adults are lying to me again. It's like the Brat Camp trauma. It's like trauma came back. I was like,
the one I know about?
Yeah.
And when did you find this out?
No, it was at the time. He told me. He told me he was doing it. It's like, I can't because da-da-da. And I was like, so? Like, I'm not just here for a short time. Like, I'm here to make this work. And anyway, he literally managed me for about 2 years because I was getting all this money and interviews and stuff. And then when it wasn't convenient for him to manage me anymore because there's people that are making him more money, he just dropped me. And when he dropped me, I actually rang him and I was crying down the phone to him because my best friend had just died at a party. He just took an overdose and he died. And on that same day, he said, "Oh, just to let you know, we're letting go of some people, and you're one of those people."
But you and that person was so tight.
We were tight, but then again, I think I was just trying to be, the best person I can to him, so he wouldn't. We were tight then, but then he remanaged me again not long ago, and I think I was just trying to be the best person possible to him so that he wouldn't drop me again. But then I realized I didn't need him, and I don't now. But I used to literally sit there and listen to him talk about these fucking like he would literally go and fuck these guys because he's gay. He'd go and fuck these guys every night, and like tell me the most gruesome stories. And like, as you know, I'm definitely not homophobic, but I do not want to know how far your dick goes in his ass and where the cum goes afterwards. Like, I don't really want to know that.
No.
Don't want to know that of a straight person. Like, regardless, it's just it was
grotesque.
So graphic. I swear you've been in my car before when he's come on the speaker and he's like, "Yeah, I fucked him last night and the dildo," and he'll send me pictures of the dildos he uses, and then I'm like, I have to listen to all this to get to the point of like, okay, so is this job happening? And then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I'll catch up with you later about that. Okay, I've got to go by." And then again, next call. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is these people don't have your best interests at heart. It's very hard to find. There are agents that do have people's best interests at heart. I've not had any of those. I've had ones that just want to use me whilst the iron's hot. And then once it cools down, they're on to the next. When a good agent should mentor you and push you into the right directions and keep pushing you when you're not so hot. Because unless you're, someone who's in the limelight 24/7, which there's not many people that are, unless you're on like a show every week, it's hard to stay in the limelight. And also sometimes they don't want to. Like I'd actually.
And I think people will be listening going, "Why do you want to be in the limelight?" You've got to realise you can't go and get a normal job now.
Yeah.
It's
to be honest with you, it's never the limelight that I've wanted. It's the money and the security that I've wanted. And that's how I've got it. And limelight comes with that. Now, I don't want to be in the limelight. I like this because this is actually me interviewing other people and I'm doing something that's in my control.
Always in your control.
My edit, my control. And I'm also producing a podcast where people can come on and say their story and have their say, because there's so many people out there that have been portrayed badly. Like Sam, for example, Sam Klein, he was portrayed really badly on his show, Love is Blind UK. And I want people to have a place where they can just be themselves. And I'm not here to con anyone into saying stuff. I'm not here to...
Just listening.
No, I'm just listening. And I want to hear everybody's side of the story, whether it's right or wrong or whatever. Everybody has a side. So, yeah, you can do it on your own. And, I've just had a struggle with agents and trusting adults. And it just, it's not good.
Okay, so this guy, we won't name him, he's got you onto Big Brother. Let's move in the next part. So how did you find Big Brother? I feel like, Big Brother, one of the most amazing shows that you can ever go on to. You did it. You got to the final. Like, tell me about it, man.
Oh, I love Big Brother. It was my favourite show I've done. I actually applied for Big Brother 3 times and didn't get it, like the normal one when I was younger. And then I ended up on the celebrity one. And it is the best show to do. It's just the best show. I love it. There's no fakeness. There's no producers in your ears. It's what you see is what it is. Like, you go to Big Brother and you talk to him in the diary room and he talks through the tannoy. Like, there's nothing behind the scenes. There's no people that come in there like other shows. And I just had the best time. I was really good friends with Sam Thompson in there. And we had a really good bond. Who else did I like in there? I don't think I liked anyone else in there. But yeah, it was a really good time. And I got to the final. And just walking out of those doors is just so iconic, and it's just such a buzz.
I just think it's one of the things that
you have to do
only
it.
a percentage of people that can do it. Obviously, I got asked to go on Big Brother 3 times. But obviously, I wasn't right in the head one. Doctors for the other one. So I'm gutted. I think it'd be the most incredible experience. So you and Sam, you were best friends in there? And
I don't want to say anything bad about Sam, but
okay.
So
it's not saying it's bad, it's just saying that you're not close anymore.
Yeah, so in Big Brother, me and Sam Thompson got on so well. He is just such a nice, genuine guy. And it's just a shame that on the outside it didn't quite stay how I wanted it to. But again, I just think people just are busy and I'm a certain person and I'm not everybody's person, and I don't fit into everybody's like society or their kind of the way they want to kind of
brand themselves.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I feel like I've got on with a lot of people on doing shows, but then each show I probably say that I've been on, it's one person of each show that I really connected
Yeah,
with.
there's always one.
There's
And
one.
Sam was my one on
Yeah.
Big Brother, yeah.
Oh, it's a shame.
I know.
Okay.
Like if I see him, he's so nice and like
Mhm.
we have a chat, but yeah, I guess he's just busy.
Okay. So you've done all these shows, you've laid low for a year or so. What is Gemma doing now? What because I feel like your aesthetics changed a lot.
Yeah.
Tell me more, man.
So I'm going through a rebrand. I've always wanted to come out of the adult industry, like you know, and all my close friends know, and probably everyone on here knows. I literally just don't want to be doing what I was doing, and I've just changed who I am. I'm changing my look. I'm kind of just going for a lot more dark, chic vibes, and this is me now. Like this, I'm a podcast host. I'm not Gemma OnlyFans. I'm not Gemma X on the beach. I'm not any of those people. I don't even recognize her. Who is she? But yeah, literally, I'm just having a rebrand.
All these things and all these experiences has made you.
It's made me. But things like Instagram, for example, I got my Instagrams taken away, so I've started again. But the stuff that I used to post, like even just like the clickbait stuff for that site that I don't want to talk about, I just cringe at it. Again, when you're young, you do these things. But I think that when you're older, when you're a mum specifically, you need to be different to that. It can't be like that all the time because it's embarrassing for your kids, you know? And this reminds me of...
but you've set up your life and your child's life with obviously help with the adult industry. So, do you know what I mean? So you can't... I don't think you should be throwing it down and being like, no, you've done what you did. You've created the life and now you've moved on.
I just don't like it.
Anymore.
Yeah, I don't like it anymore. Like I just don't align with it anymore.
I know there was talking about the adult industry. You had a big feud with, what's her name, Rebecca
Goodwin, yeah.
So where did this come from, and it's like there's a back and forth between you guys?
Oh, she just said some really stupid things on a podcast, and I've been meaning to go on this podcast for a while, and I went on after her, and she just made a comment about men being paedophilic or like pedophiles if they like women to shave their privates, which I think is absolutely berserk. And she's got a lot of minions, that's what I'm going to call them, a lot of TikTok minions that all want me to die. Sorry, I'm not going to. But they all think that she's right. And I just think putting that narrative out there is just disgusting. I think her head must be that messed up to think that. Because also she's like got no hair anywhere. So what does that mean? And neither do I, but I don't want to attract pedophiles. So don't talk like that when you've got kids. And then the other thing is with people like her, I just also feel like there's ways to, I don't want to slate OnlyFans because yes, it has got me where I am today and I'd have friends who do it and I'm not slating them. But if you're a parent, there is ways to do it. Like you don't need to go on podcasts and explain how shit has come out of your asshole and it's on a white rug and it smells. Like you don't need to say that. You don't need to say your fanny stinks. Like your kids can see it. Your kids' teachers can see it. Your kids' friends' parents can see it. And if you can't see that that's damaging for their mental health, then you're lost as fuck. And she literally uses her platforms to bully people because she's got a big following and got loads of minions, like massive following. She uses that to tear people down. So she did a post recently about her fiance verbally abusing her and shared it everywhere. And I'm not saying that's acceptable, that's disgusting, but he's got no voice to say his side of the story or what really happens. And she was saying that he does certain substances every weekend.
Are they still together?
I don't know. I don't follow her shit. But okay, so if he's doing substances every weekend, but yet he's your fiance, that means that he's around your children. And that means, well, what are you doing when he's doing that? Like, it's just, I just don't agree with the way that she handles herself publicly. I'm not a saint. I'm not saying that. But that's where the feud started because I had an opinion on that. And she has opinions on people too. She goes on podcasts and says what she thinks about, she said that Bonnie Blues shouldn't go for barely legal guys, which I agree with. But why can you have an opinion on that and I can't have an opinion on you? And I will stick to my opinions. And she's just a bit rotten, to be honest. Anyway, next.
Oh.
Let's talk about the episodes that we've done so far.
Yes. Okay. So out of all the episodes that you've done over the last few weeks, who's the most person that has surprised you?
My biggest surprise, I would say, is Sam Klein of
Okay.
Love is Blind UK. And the reason for that is because I did watch Love is Blind UK and he didn't come across well.
Did you hate him on it?
I don't want to say hate, but I wasn't a fan.
Okay.
And I feel guilty that I wasn't a fan now, because when he came on my podcast, he was honestly the most genuine, nicest guy. And I knew he would be because Catherine was on the show and she came on and she was lovely and she said he was lovely. So I trusted her judgment. But when he came on, honestly, he is the most furthest away
From
from
the character.
what the character is on there. Like so far away. And
Yeah.
if some people are still trolling on my TikTok, on my Spread the Juice TikTok, but you can say what you want. He's
Like,
not, and that's facts.
Like these people watching this, you've got to realise the edit.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say it, and everyone goes, "But you said it." No, because they can edit you in any way they like, in any form.
It's just the persona, and I fell for it too. I was like, this guy, like,
and you should know better.
I should know better.
You've done all these shows.
Exactly. And that's why but that's how clever editing is that they can literally do anything. They can even fool people who it's happened to.
Yeah, that's just why I struggle to watch reality TV.
Yeah.
And I think from being in front of the camera, you know what it's done to your friends, you know what it's done to you, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. The most shocking story.
I think the most shocking story would be when Carl Woods told me that about Katie Price's animals and how they all died and one died in a reclining chair, like a puppy. Like, how can a fucking puppy die in a reclining chair? Like, it's just stupid. So, and it's awful. Like, I'm such an animal lover. I prefer animals to most humans. In fact, all humans, like dogs, horses, cats, everything. And one thing for me, no matter what, you can say what you want about other people. You can treat people badly, mental abuse, all this stuff. But her animals, that's where I draw the line. Like, you are a cunt if you do that. I don't even want to use that word on this podcast, but that's it.
My most shocking thing was finding out who she was on the video call to when he caught her.
Oh,
I can't say
yeah.
Guys.
No, my shockingest thing was when we found out that certain picture was actually real.
Oh.
Can't say it.
Okay. Who would be your dream guest to come? Because I know that you've got some amazing people coming up. I'm really excited.
Yeah.
How you've got that one person, but
I know. I can't believe he's coming up.
But
Series 2, guys, is gonna blow your mind.
Yeah, but okay, for season 2, who would be your dream guest?
I have a few dream guests. My top 2 or top 3: Eminem, Marilyn Manson, and Denzel Washington. Those would be my top 3.
Denzel Washington, where did that come from?
He's my favorite actor.
Really?
Those are my favorite musicians, and he's my favorite actor.
So random.
Is it?
Marilyn Manson.
It's not. I mean, I'd love to have Kardashians. You know, I'm talking like when this podcast is as big as it's going to be, because I'm telling you now, I am the most driven, tenacious woman. I will get this podcast to the best in the world. I'm going to have everyone on here. I'm going to do whatever it takes. But yeah, of course, if I break America and I get people like the Kardashians on, or even Black China, and like all these people that are like kind of people who I'd be interested to talk to, that's great. But the top ones would definitely be those 3. Like, Denzel's a fucking legend.
Okay. Like, I've known Gemma for so long now. You've got something with Eminem. Where does this fascination?
Well, it's quite deep, actually. And it's the same with people like Marilyn Manson and that style. But Eminem specifically, when I was younger, I just found his music helped me escape from whatever I was feeling, whatever I was wanting to get away from. And I literally can remember it every time I'd have a huge row with my mum, or I'd get in trouble for something at school and it wasn't really my fault, or it was just because I was struggling. I would just go home and blast Eminem. And I was literally, I listened to Eminem from age 9, like very young. I'll be blasting like the lyrics to Kim, the lyrics to fucking, bitch, I'm gonna kill you. You ain't nothing but a slut to me, and all this. And I'm 9 years old blasting it out my room, and my mum's like fuming that I've got this CD.
This is where the problem started.
No, but even now, like, it's weird because it's like drilled into me. Like, I remember a few times when I used to have arguments with exes, I would just get in my car and blast it, and it made me feel better. And I've connected to it in a way of like, it saved me and it helped me heal. And of course, the lyrics are not things that I'm actually going to go and do, but I just love how he says it and doesn't care what people think, because that's what I do. And it's like ruffling feathers, and it's just, yeah, I've just got a deep, deep connection with Eminem's music and his story. And also I've got a deep connection with the fact that he is very successful, of course, controversial, and he's raised his daughter to be as beautiful and as amazing as she is, or what she appears to be, which I believe is the real her. She's very well put together young lady. She's married. She's a lot of people would think like, how could he bring up a daughter so well? I would never think that. I can see why. It doesn't mean who you are in a song is the person that you are at home. But that should make everybody eat their words who were saying bad things about him and who slate him.
So, okay, how many surgeries have you had?
I've had quite a lot of surgery. I haven't had any in a long, long time though, but I've had, boobs, bum, lipo. I've had quite a lot. Nothing done to my face apart from my lips. And it's a journey that I just don't want to be on anymore. I was trying to be someone that I'm not. Well, not someone I'm not, but I was trying to be someone that you can never be, because it's just like you're trying to fix something and it's not outside, it's inside. And I've done a lot of inside work. So I'm just happy with myself. I'm so happy with myself. Like I just want to train and box and dance and all these things. I don't care to have surgery anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a time I was addicted to getting my lips done, and they're quite big now because I've just had them done and they're swollen, but I haven't had them done for a long time. Okay. But yeah, surgery is addictive, and I'm not on that road anymore.
Okay. What is the most craziest spend? Like, what have you spent money on that you're just thinking, why did I spend money on that?
Oh my God.
Because you've earned a pretty bob in the time.
There was one time I went into Balenciaga before this campaign and I dropped 22 grand just like it's a normal day. I didn't plan to. But then, do you know what's so mad? After it, I kind of thought, why did I do that? Whatever. Anyway, then that campaign came out when they were...
Your whole wardrobe was...
promoting pedophiles on their campaigns, yeah. My whole wardrobe was Balenciaga. So I was like, right, time to get some money back. Yeah. So I took most of it back and I got back loads. And they were actually quite good. They refunded anything that wasn't, of course, like badly. Like a lot of the stuff I had and I just hadn't worn it, you know? Because a lot of Balenciaga stuff's not everyday wear. And then the stuff that I couldn't take back, I sold. So yeah, ridiculous.
What is the hardest thing about being a mum?
The hardest thing about being a mum is probably just the worry. I'm just constantly worried about, who she's around, what's going on at school. Am I doing the right thing? Is she happy? Like I ask her all the time if she's happy. She's 5, so she's going to say yes, but is she really happy deep down? We've had arguments. I've, I'm hold my hands up. I've shouted at her before and I hate it. I get guilt straight afterwards. I hate doing it. And she's, it can be difficult. But one thing I will never do is blame my daughter for, I hope I don't do this when she's older though, because I do need to let her take responsibility for her actions. But at the moment, I'm never going to blame her for any of her actions. How she is a product of what I've produced. It's my environment she's been in. It's me she's around. I'm her mum. So she is how she is because of me. And I'm very proud of that. But when she's naughty per se, or trying to get her own way or pushing boundaries, that's just normal. And also it's parenting. That's how she's been brought up. When I was younger, even at age 5, if I did something, I was naughty and I was just, why have you done that? You're a naughty. I'm like, you brought me up. Like, even now, I'm a product of my upbringing. It doesn't matter how old you are. So I take full responsibility for my daughter. And I just want her to be super happy. She's at a really nice private school. Her life's private. She lives in a beautiful part of London. And yeah.
Okay, last question. So what does the rest of 2025 look for Gemma? Lucy?
The rest of 2025 is I'm going to keep building this podcast. We've got series 2 coming out. I've got some unbelievable guests on from all walks of life. And that's what I'm focusing on. I might move to the countryside at some point. I'm not sure, but that's definitely on the cards for when the time's right. But honestly, the podcast is my whole 2025 from the minute I wake up to the minute I sleep, and probably till I'm fucking old, because I don't want to stop.
Good. Well, it's been lovely speaking to you, Gem.
It's been lovely speaking to you too, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. So yeah, thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm so grateful for everybody who has supported me so far.
Yeah, and put in the comments who you'd like to see on the show.
Yeah, let me know who you want to see on the show.